Well, you asked me to do this shit. What is the worst? What are the worst albums of the year? Why do I have to put myself through this masochistic horseshit? Because you fucking requested me to do this. Here it is. My top 10 worst albums of the year. Dishonorable mention, the second album by Jack Harlow, Jackman. And considering what I just saw yesterday on the Thanksgiving Day parade, what he kind of deserves this because Twitter, aka X, just roasted his ass. And I mean, this was just roasted, deep fried, and vatted his ass for his performance. This is even worse than Creed, which was, let's face it, an all-time low. Here we are, and this is just really, which is a shame, really, because unlike Scott Stapp, Jack Harlow actually has potential. And I do mean potential. I mean, he has a natural, innate charisma. He has what the kids call riz these days. But it's held back by such lazy songwriting. And I do mean half-assed. But that's my dishonorable mention. Do, 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 do. Number 10. Drake's For All the Dogs. I heard this album. Yes, it is basic. Why the hell is he still making albums at this stage? The guy has very shady allegations, and it's very disturbing. But not only is it disturbing, these disturbing allegations, it's just he just isn't that good. He isn't even that passable anymore. And I do mean he is barely qualifies as passable. But here he is making shit album after shit album, and no one and everyone's ripping on him at this point. Hope this is his last for a while. Jesus, Harold Christ. Why do I have to keep hearing this douchebag again? Yes, entering in at number 9, Morgan Wallen. Why did I call him a douchebag? Because he is one. The guy is just not that great. The guy is just not that great. And to be honest with you, he's not even good anymore, especially when you got Zach Bryan. You got Zach Bryan and Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson and Chris Stapleton, all becoming regular mainstays on country radio, thanks to Yellowstone. And yeah, this is just not good whatsoever. In fact, this is basically just your holdovers from your bro country bullshit. Your Florida Georgia Lines. Only reason he got well known is because he dropped a racist slur. Yes, I said racist instead of racial. But let's face it, guy just sucks at what he does. He's not that great, and he just has a very piss poor delivery. Or this one is going to be a bigger fucking disappointment. Number 8, Corey Taylor, CMF2. Yes, this is his second official solo album, but this guy's becoming pretty much a meme at this point, and the last thing you want to do to stay relevant is become a meme at this band. And it's just god awful, and it's a huge letdown. And this is a guy who loves Corey Taylor's work in Stone Sour and Slipknot. And he's a hell of a vocalist and a hell of a metal legend. But why, Corey? Why did you release this hot refuse? Why? Man, oh fucking man. And speaking of disappointments from legends, the new one from Smashing Pumpkins, Atom. Yes, I listened to it, and it isn't so much anger inducing as it just puts me to sleep. I mean, look at it. I mean, Billy Corgan doesn't seem vocally interested in doing that anymore. In fact, he's more interested in running the National Wrestling Alliance. Yeah, I just did a wrestling plug. So fucking what? He's more interested in running the NWA than he is with his own band at this point. I get that you're a wrestling fan, Millie, but it's either stick to Smashing Pumpkins or stick to NWA. You can't have anything in between. But really, and stop putting out snooze fests like this one at Atom. I mean, look at it. This is somehow worse than your 2010s output. 2010s. Next. This shit again. Why do we have to go? Why did we have to go for this horse shit again? Is it because rock radio still thinks it's 1998 and plays this horse shit? Yeah, I'm talking about Godsmack. And Godsmack is just this lighting up the sky, it just doesn't sound great. In fact, it's trying to get them with modern times and falling flat on their asses. Not face, asses. I mean, look at it. It's just cringy listening to them. The days of them being passable are long over. Hell, the days of crying like a bitch are long over. This doesn't even pass for adult contemporary. And this is really, really horseshit, is what it is. Speaking of this, next one is a bit of a surprise. Because I think I was still startled they still existed. Yeah, I'm talking about Lordy with Screamwriters Guild. Why There's this thing. Why are they even a thing still in metal? I mean, look at it. It's just there. I mean, this is by far one of their worst material. I mean, tired shock rock cliches, tired costume monster tropes, everything about it just screams lifeless and catatonic. There's no energy. It's just the same old generic fucking shock rock riffs with some cheesy ass horror films. And no, we're not talking about the Hammers or the classic Universals or even the good slashers. We're talking about cheesy B film 50s bullshit. I mean, look at it. It's fucking stupid. And I mean really fucking stupid. This gives me a migraine thinking about it. And this is by far the second worst debut of the worst international debut of the year. Yeah, we're talking about Måneskin Rush. We get it. We get it. You're supposed to save rock and roll, but really, you're just mid. It's just boring. You aren't that good. Rush by Måneskin is possibly one of the worst debuts. So far, the worst international debut. And it just sucks. There's no energy to it. There's no finesse to it. The only redeeming factor is that your bassist is freaking hot. That is it. Not only is it one of the worst records I heard, it just screams snooze fest. And there's only one decent track on there. One. And that's with Tom Morello carrying you guys. Okay? Carrying you. I mean, look at it. It's just, ugh. You're supposed to sound Swedish, yet you're from fucking Italy, okay? Yet you're from fucking Turin, Italy. Urgh. Speaking of, this one just flagrantly pisses me off. This one just flagrantly pisses me off. It's that chud. It's rap. And yeah, it's another rap record. And it's a chud one, too. We're talking not just a chud rap record, but a massively chud rap record. Or, yeah, it's Tom McDonald and Adam Calhoun with The Brave. I intentionally left Adam Calhoun out of my rhythm list because he's that much of a dumpster fire. This is by far the worst rap record ever. You'll hear a bunch of rednecks looking at this thinking, I like him. He speaks the truth. But the rest of us normally know that Tom McDonald is just a fucking grifter, man. And I mean a massive grifter. I mean, first he was for Black Lives Matter. Then he did this whole thing on what was, and now he just got rich off of being a MAGA grifter because in reality there's more money in grifting from the fascist than there are from the left-wingers. And yes, I'm calling the Republican Party fucking fascist at this one because of my personal beliefs. And this is one of the This isn't just lazy. Lazy is being too generous. This is not my personal take for the worst, but it's basically just a shit mixtape. This is possibly the worst rap record of all year. This is possibly the worst rap record of all year. And now we are going to see. Let's hope he doesn't get any. Let's not let him clog up any more airtime on fucking social media. Because this guy is a piece of shit. Speaking of pieces of shit, the new one from 30 Seconds to Mars. I didn't know they exist. Oh, wait, it's just Jared and Shannon Leto. That's it. He climbed the Empire State Building just to promote his album. Big fucking whoop. And I mean big fucking whoop. I don't give a good damn. Because this is some of the worst pop record out there. America the Record is listenable compared to this. And the name of this is It's the End of the World, but It's a Beautiful Day. It's just flat out garbage. It's the worst pop record on there. And this is who made actually great. The first two albums were legendary in alternative circles. Now they're just making drivel like this. Drivel. Stick to acting, Jared. Stick to acting, Jared Leto. Stick to acting. You got an Oscar already. You should get more Oscars, and maybe you should be a little less cringy in your ham-fisted attempts at saying anything relevant musically. Jesus, Harold Christ. Now we're down to the worst. Now we're down to the absolute worst album, I think, in this year. And it isn't even close. In fact, the closest one, I think, is the aforementioned The Brave. Yeah, we're talking about Hardy's Mockingbird and Crow. What can I say about this album that hasn't already been said? This is the worst of bro country and the worst of absolute butt rock. Why did I say it? What? And this is supposed to be a concept album? Why did they play this on rock radio when you know it's not a sustainable format when you have Spotify and Apple Music and other streaming networks? Instead, you get this. When you let rock radio run rampant and become corporate, you get this horseshit. And I mean absolute horseshit. This isn't drivel, because drivel is being too kind, too polite, too quaint. This is absolute bullshit and horseshit. Why do I say what I said? Why do I think this? This is uncreative. The acoustic riffs in the Bro Country album are just nauseous. And the and the butt rock half of the album is just far beyond lazy. And we're talking far beyond lazy. This is some of the worst songwriting. And this guy is supposed to be a songwriter for other bro country artists. I don't know how hacks like him can make it successfully with this shit. Okay? This is by far the worst pile of shit, and it's a double album. Well, you can take that double. I'm gonna take that double album and shove it up my ass. So, fuck you, Hardy. And you, so far, are the worst album of 2023.